And
Okay,
we are live. Good evening, Tim, or good afternoon, Tim. How are you doing, man?
fine, and I need to reset. Yeah, I'm just pretty good. How are you? Did
Amazing.
you get anything new this week?
Yeah, I got a few new things. Hold on. I've got my tablet here and I've turned the sound down, but for some reason it's still making sound. I don't know why. Um and I've got a delay. So you'll have to bring any comments, you'll have to bring those up on the screen if that's all right, because my tablet is running on such a delay.
Okay, well,
But if there's any comments, just throw them up on the screen and I'll be able to
yeah,
see them.
there's nobody in chat yet, so just keep talking.
Okie dokie. Let me just take a quick drink. I've got my big drink here again.
Yeah, no, but I will remind people that we are live now.
Well, let's see if anyone hops in before I start talking about what I've got this week. We'll give it a little while.
Okay, well,
It's been really hot here today.
yeah, it's been hot here as well. Very, very hot. Hot, hot,
I
hot,
thought
hot, hot, hot.
I thought we were going to get a thunderstorm because it was, sometimes when you just feel the air is really pressurized like that, and I kept thinking it was going to break all day, but it hasn't. It's just stayed really sticky and muggy.
Yeah, it was supposed. Thought it was going to rain. I think Sunday, but it didn't.
Hmm. So how have you been? Have you been all right?
Yeah, it's like my sleep schedule is just a little bit wacky. I haven't had any dance class this week. I don't know what happened. And
Okay.
oh, here we get somebody in chat so far. Let me see.
It's Andrew, 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 Andrew. Hello, Andrew, Andrew. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing all right, buddy.
Yeah, and I'm trying to. Yeah, now. No, that's not the right. Oh, here. I'm trying to make sure that I'm reminding people that we're live. Okay, there we go for Facebook. Facebook. And now, yeah, I remind people on Facebook and on the Twitter that we are live. So let's see. He had Andrew Andrews got a little bit more chat text. It's doing well. Hope you two are doing well.
Yeah, we're doing okay. Thanks, man. We're doing all right. Another week has gone by. Another week of fun stuff. I've been ordering quite a bit this week, or well, the end of last week, beginning of this week, I ordered a fair bit of stuff. Um,
Okay. Well, I was going to do a little bit of unboxing on camera since I have some stuff I got in the mail over
oh,
the
cool.
weekend the other day that I haven't opened yet.
Okie
Not
dokie.
much.
Cool.
It's not much, but it's something. So I was going to do some unboxing, but I'd
Okay,
have to
cool.
I have to get the packages and scissors, so I don't see what else is going on. I don't Doesn't look like we have anyone else here yet. It's just says 3 watching and then Andrews in Facebook or not Facebook, YouTube chat. And I've already reposted on Facebook and on Twitter to remind people that we are live, so
Okay.
I don't know what else to do.
No worries. Are your packages nearby?
Yeah, but I need to go get a scissors, so I will be right back.
Okay. I'll dance. I'll do this. It's just you and me, Andrew. Say something. What have you been up to? What's Andrew been up to this week? Anything new to report?
But there was one thing I did buy when I had to pick up some prescriptions recently. Oh, what?
Okay.
Oh, Andrew, sounds good. I got this issue. Mad Magazine spoofs the '80s when I was picking up my prescriptions at CVS Pharmacy.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh,
Oh,
that's pretty good.
Santara is here in the chat.
Good evening,
Skeletor
Zantara.
Skeletor directed me here, said that idiot monkey boy would be saying crazy things, and now got somebody in chat named the monkey who's here.
Ah, the monkey.
By
Hello,
the
the
power
monkey.
of Grayskull, you are so money supermarket. Maybe means you are so monkey supermarket. I don't
No,
know.
Money Supermarket. That's an advert here in the UK. It's a TV commercial for Money Supermarket.
Okay. And
Um,
then Sean Blue Digital saying hello, Tim. He's another person on YouTube who collects Blu-rays.
Oh, cool. So, Tim, what have you been buying?
Well, I bought some comic books.
Let's have a look at that other magazine. What was that magazine that you got? The 80s one. What's that got in it?
It's Mad Magazine spoofing the 80s.
Oh, cool.
I haven't bought Mad Magazine in such a long time. I heard that they had gone woke, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if this is anything new or not, but yeah, I've got some comics too, but this looks a little bit like a comic book. It's black and white when it comes to Mad Magazine. There's a spoof of Top Gun, Top Gunk.
Excellent. So is the spoof of 80s properties?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like, and instead of the Goonies, there's the Goofies. And then instead of Miami Vice, there's Miami Price. And instead of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, there's Fearless Bowler's Day Off.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's Magnum PU instead of Magnum PI. Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't. I'm trying to see. It's compilation and new material, copyright 2016 and 2023 EC Publications Inc.
So is that a reprint of a 2016 magazine then?
Well, partially 2016 and this year.
Oh, there you go, Zantara. It was published in 2016 and this year.
(2016) and this year, Zantara.
Cool.
Hi everyone, I can't stay long tonight, so just popped by to wish you all well. Well, thank you,
Hello.
Retro Toy Guy. Sai.
Hello, Sai. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by to say hello. I've got something on the way to you next week. I've packaged it up today, but I probably won't get to the post office this week because I've got a lot on for the next 2 or 3 days. But hopefully beginning of next week, I'll have a parcel winging its way to you. The original YouTuber, the monkey.
At Sean Blue Digital, great video on TGE Ice Cream Man. It helped me decide if I was going to get it or not.
I've never heard of the Ice Cream Man. I don't know what that is.
It's a horror movie.
Oh, okay. Cool. Is that from the 80s?
No, I think this was a more modern one. It's either I think it's from the 90s. I think it might be that one with Clint Howard, Ron Howard's brother.
Oh, okay. Do you watch much modern horror, Tim, or is it mainly the sort of classic stuff that you like?
I'm more into classic, though. No, Andrew, not that. I don't think it's what Xantar is talking about. Ice Cream Man starring Clint Howard, 1996.
Aha, okay. Yep, no worries, Si. I don't know how long the post takes from here to the Netherlands, but
yeah, hi Joe.
Probably a week or so.
To Becky.
Vinegar Syndrome. That's such a good name for a company.
Yeah, they started off releasing mainly old porno films, but then they moved on from just doing 70s porn to doing horror, sci-fi, exploitation.
Right. Yeah. It tends to be that's the direction it goes. It starts off with porn, and then they go into exploitation, and then into horror. So Monkey Boy, is the parcel in the mail you're sending the Pink Panther's head? No, it isn't the Pink Panther's head. Beastman's still got that. He's made a right mess of it. It's hardly recognizable as the Pink Panther's head anymore.
And Retro Toy Guy Sai says, "Okay, guys, I have to split. Have a good one, all." Yeah,
Thanks,
sorry
Cheers,
you couldn't
buddy.
stay long, but thanks for stopping by, Retro Toy Guy Sai.
Cheers, buddy.
And I'm getting this sucker open.
What have we got here?
And it's some, yeah. It is some comic books, but it looks like they might be. Yeah, I can't.
What's going on there?
These are all stuck together. I mean, I'm used to buying comic books in these protective baggies, but
yeah,
I can't see any of them. It's all in one big bag taped together with cardboard and everything.
Oh, can you get into it?
Yeah, but why don't?
So they've packed. Are they all individually wrapped and then wrapped up together as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is like think 3 different comics all taped together, but I'll worry about that in a second. Oh,
okay.
so this other one should just be one. Ice Cream Man is perfect on the shelf because it reminds me of the images you pull up of food you can't decide on. Oh, laughing out loud. That's funny. Makes perfect sense, Monkey. All right. Hi,
Hey, Logo.
Largo's layer.
Hey, buddy.
Let's see if I can get this sucker open. Okay, that's just
Okay, what
packing
have we got?
slip.
What do we got?
Crystar Crystal Warrior issue number 2.
Aha. Okay. Do you collect a lot of comic books or just the odd one here and there?
Just the odd one here and there.
And do you read them? I know it seems like a
Oh
silly question.
yes, of course.
It seems like
That's the
a
fun
silly
of
question.
owning a comic book if you're not going to even read it.
Well, I've got about 100, probably over 100 Supergirl comics, and I've never read a single one of them. I just get them for the covers. I know it's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid, isn't it? Um,
Yeah, and Xantara is asking you something.
McCoy's
She's
Toys will work opposite the video company. Did horror posters, then exploited the Motu figures, and next will shift to X-rated videos. Yep. Okay. Yep. 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 Monkey Boy does. I don't know. Deep Throat. Nobody wants to see that. Believe me.
and Joe Dubecki is saying howdy to Largo's Lair, and now
Okay.
Largo's Lair has something. He says, I'm working on some fun new shows for the Lair, but I thought I'd take a break and hang out in the chill live stream, see how things are going with you guys.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. It's good to have you here.
And
Cheers, buddy.
Joe Dubecki says, Crystar was fun in retrospect. And Andrew, those Crystar covers were so good. The interiors were fine, but the covers were so eye-catching.
Yeah, I do like a nice cover. I went through the whole Supergirl back catalogue, just picking the covers that I liked. I don't really have much interest in reading the comics, to be honest. And some of the modern ones I find quite difficult to follow, if I'm honest. Um, but I mainly got them for the covers, because I was searching for tattoo designs. So the my next 3 tattoos will be Supergirl covers.
And the monkey, it still makes me mad and sad someone else has your creation, Skeletalk, as a channel, as it makes sense for your channel, but not for who currently owns a screen name.
Yeah, yeah. The other channel is not. It's not really that appropriate for their channel, really. I
And
mean,
here's the
if you search Skeletalk, it brings up my channel though, so that's good. What was
and
the
here's
sorry, Tim. What was the previous comment before the 2 comments ago? I missed it. Something about
it,
no wrong way to collect. Sorry, man. Oh yeah, no wrong way
no
to
wrong
collect
way to
comics.
collect comics, but flip one of those comics open sometime.
Okay.
It can be fun.
Okay, Andrew. I'll make an effort to. Well, when I take the ones out that I'm going to get tattoos of, I'll um I'll perhaps read them in the tattooist while they're doing them.
And here's a StreamYard link for anybody that wants to join us on microphone and or camera. And I put it in the regular chat as well.
Okay, cool.
And I got more people chatting. And Largo's Lair says, I sometimes collect comic books just for the covers and use them as display pieces behind my toy collection on the shelves as a neat backdrop.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea. Unfortunately, all my comics are in one of those long comic book boxes. I mean, it's absolutely stuffed full. So I can't really see them, unfortunately. But I did pick them just because of the artwork on the covers. So I've got Supergirl comics going back to, I think a couple of them might be from the 80s, but mainly the 90s and 2000s. But I've got loads of different covers. Some I've got variants of as well, sort of limited edition ones or whatever. But it was purely for the cover artwork that I got them. I'm sure there's great artwork inside them, but I'm very much the same with my comic books as I am with my action figures. I'm very reluctant to open them, and most of the ones I bought, the comic books that I bought, came bagged and boarded, and I haven't wanted to open them. Last comic I bought was a volume 2, Tales from the Crypt. Nice, nice. EC Archive edition, 260 pages. Wow, that's not a comic, that's a full book.
Yeah, and
Wow.
here's something Joe Dubecky had to say.
80s run of pre-crisis Supergirl had mostly Carmine Infantino covers. Okay, and many interiors. Good stuff. Yeah, okay. I'll have a look at some of that again. Hello, Jason. Hey, buddy. Jason saying hi. Hopes all good. Going to sleep soon, as did not sleep last night. Okay. Oh well. Hope you have a better night tonight, Jason. Thanks for stopping by. Delvian. Good evening, sir.
And which version of Supergirl's costume do you all prefer? I like to the short-lived version, or she had the little S on the side, similar to Robin's R.
No, I like the classic one, the classic look.
And we have the monkey joining us, and Lester San Jose joining us.
The monkey. Good to see you, buddy. It's nice to see you face to face finally.
Yep. Well, funny you saying that when we had to see you behind a little toy puppet.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, buddy.
I too had a similar situation. I actually, for many years on YouTube, I owned the stream name The Monkey. But then as of October 31st, I think last year, they made it so anybody could choose any stream name they wanted to, thereby renaming their channel. So then I was sick as a dog on those days. And so when I got the email, I tried to do that. I tried to claim my stream name, but somebody else had already done that. So I had to change it to the original YouTuber, The Monkey.
I think that's really good, though. I like that. It's really cool.
It was how it's honesty, because I was, for all those years, I was the first one, but then everybody popped up all these ridiculous ones that have it in it, but they're just like how Skeletalk is really different. They're not like I am. I mean, I'm not afraid to go.
And hi, RDZN Karaoke, who I know better as Brad.
Hello,
he's
Deleted Scenes as well.
He's one of the karaoke YouTubers here on YouTube. He makes karaoke tracks. He sometimes does karaoke live streams.
So, is our other guest with us on audio?
Yeah, Lester, are you there? Hello, Lester San Jose.
Hey, how you doing, Lester?
I'm doing all right. Just helping.
Maybe it's the ghost of Lester, and he's trapped in the dungeon of Grayskull. Waiting for a Skeletor.
Okay?
Sorry.
Waiting for. All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. But...
Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm using my phone. The other instances you guys saw me, I was on my workstation.
I don't hear Lester.
So.
Oh,
You do not hear
I
me.
can hear you just fine, Lester.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
like your Santa hat, Monkey. That's cool.
Thank you. What can I say? They don't have a Skeletor hat.
Excellent.
But like you, Batman he's a badass, and he is I mean, think about it. He has a lair just like you. He yours is Gray Skull. His is the Batcave.
Yeah.
So and you both strike fear into the hearts of people that wish you wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry,
That's true.
only you can do that scale laugh.
Yeah.
Um,
Skeletor's off to my
I,
left at the moment, standing in front of the TV. That's where I keep him.
well, he's probably only standing because because Evelyn is probably kneeling.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't kind of weird you out when I was doing the monkey noises.
No, that's all right. That's all good. Oh, Karaoke saying he didn't have a ton of toys when he was younger, but he had the Castle Grayskull slime pit. Okay, do you mean the slime pit from the Fright Zone? I think that was.
Yeah, he means the
Isn't that where the slime
Hordax.
pit was located in the Fright Zone? Or have I got that wrong?
It was separate from the Fright Zone, but it was Hordax slime pit, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But in the lore, wasn't it connected to the Fright Zone somehow? I'm not sure. I don't know. But it was a cool playset. It was very, very cool. As long as you didn't put Grislaw in there, that was
And I
bad
got the
news.
first issue of Crystar, so I have the first two
Oh,
issues.
you've got number 1 and 2. Oh, that's cool.
And
Did you
then
get
I
into?
got
Is that the package you struggled to get into a minute ago?
yeah, I got Conan the Barbarian issue 144.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey fellas, they just recently put on pre-order the Conan the Barbarian behind the scenes book that you can buy.
Oh, okay. Cool.
A behind the scenes book that you can buy. And I also got
That's
issue
how.
number 1 of Edgar Rice Burroughs' Warlord of Mars about John Carter.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi. And I got a business card for Pleasant View Comics.
Okay.
And well, it looks like most of these dates have already. Some of them haven't gone past yet, but it's a bunch
Oh,
of
okay.
different Comic Cons.
All right. Okay. Cool. Have you got any comics, Lester? Do you collect any comics?
Who, me?
See,
No,
I
Lester.
didn't have the right people.
Lester,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, but
Okay.
Monkey was asking you if you collect comics.
Right. So if I had the right people around me, I would have kept my
What?
comic books, whatever I had picked up back in the day. But I only started recently. I went to a recent Comic-Con in Portland, so I picked up a few. I usually tend to read the comics, not so much so I can build a collection, but I started buying indie comic books recently. So Stealing Solo and Isom from Rippaverse. Both were good.
Right. I don't know those.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Andrew's saying Dynamite did many comics on the ERB John Carter stuff. but he's seen the Disney movie and read some of the comics. I haven't seen John Carter. I don't know. How about you, Monkey? Have you got any love for the comics or?
Yes, I do. I actually own the run of Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy.
Oh,
I
cool.
mean, I mean, he he's kind of like if he's kind of like if Skeletor would have been like 15 or 16 when he got his abilities. The way that he and Gwen Stacy in the comics interact is just so similar to how you and Evelyn interact. It just reminds me of it.
I liked Gwen Stacy in the comics. I remember I used to read the comics when I was younger, and she was great. I remember being devastated with the death of Gwen Stacy when Goblin um, dropped her off the bridge. That was quite traumatic for me.
Yeah, but interesting fact, the actress who played Gwen Stacy in the films, Emma Stone, she's being brought back to play her in the newest film.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah. Mhm.
cool. I like her. I think she's quite a good actress.
Mhm.
So, anything else, Tim, that you received this week, or is it just comics?
Just that Mad Magazine issue that spoofs the 80s, and then just a few old Marvel comics that I showed off. And
Okay.
so, stream here.
Do you know what
StreamYard
I hope?
link is in the chat for anybody else that wants to join us.
What do you hope,
And
Monkey?
yeah, what do you hope?
I hope that since all these shows are doing the multiverse and stuff, I think they need to contact you. That the ones that Hasbro or whoever owns the rights, or heck, even Kevin Smith should contact you and have you be a consultant if they're going to do uh, if they're going to do a multiverse version of it. But on that, I never really got to ask you because you never really answered my question fully when I said since Barbie did $1 billion at the box office, and they already said they're going to do a similar uh, um, adaptation of the
The movie.
of the Masters of the Universe. How do you feel that they're going to do a kind of uh, ver, uh, a version like that, a live action version like what they did for the Barbie film and the Barbie toys, but only written like that? You know, it's like, to be fair, they may have it where Evelyn beats you.
Well, I looked into this, and there are some reports of them talking about making that live action movie, but there are other reports saying that it's been cancelled already. So I don't know what to believe. So, like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. When
Oh,
if it's officially announced, then fine. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I mean, look at to take an example, Freddy and Jason was meant to be made for about 10 years. It was always on the table. And fans were asking for a Freddy and Jason film for the longest time. And every time anyone was asked about it, they said, "Yep, it's in development. It's in development. It's in development." And it took 10 years. So I'll believe in a Masters of the Universe film when it's made.
oh. Um, Many of us didn't even think the Flash movie really existed until they dropped the trailer, what, 4 or 5 years later?
Yeah, and it takes a long time, doesn't it? I mean, and these things can get the green light, and then suddenly you know, you have something like this writer's strike that's happening at the moment, and everything gets delayed by 3 years. So
So here's the thing. I don't know if many of you know this, but Cruella is a villain just like yourself is getting a sequel. But my question is, since it was in the early stages of production, do you feel that has been put on hold, and do you think it's going to be pushed? Because they haven't talked about it.
wait, what, the Motu film or Cruella film?
Cruella 2.
Oh, Cruella 2. Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's just gonna.
Again, like I say, these things, you know, you hear positive things, and the film companies and the distributors say, "Yep, no, we're all on board," and then nothing happens, and 2 years later, you wonder, what is this happening or not? So again, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't have any faith in these productions anymore. I mean, how long have we been waiting for a Thundercats remake? I mean, that's been talked about for years, and we're no closer than we were, you know, in 2017 or whenever they started talking about it. So yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Andrew's saying with the strike, no union projects will be going forward, and he believes the strike will last a long time. Well, yeah, this is it. All bets are off at the moment. Delvian saying he thinks the Cruella sequel is 101 Dalmatians. Don't know. Don't know. Sorry.
On IMDb, it's listed as Cruella 2.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm sorry for kind of going off on Cruella 2. Just really, I mean,
Right.
if something ever happened to Evelyn, I'd say Cruella would be a good match for you. I mean, she's even based in your country. She's even local. She's a local to you.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Good stuff.
I see you're into Superman, so can I ask you a Superman question?
You can ask me, but my interest in Superman is fairly superficial. No pun intended. I like the figures. I like the character, but I'm not that familiar with any of the comics or anything. So, but you can ask me. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any idea who is the only Marvel character that can defeat Superman?
Supergirl, I think.
No,
This will blow your mind.
He said the only Marvel character, though.
Oh, sorry, Marvel. Oh, Marvel character. Sorry. Marvel character. Ooh.
The answer is going to blow your mind.
Go on. I don't know.
Captain Marvel, because of her energy absorption.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, she is pretty powerful, actually. Sorry, I got thrown by the. I was thinking of who has defeated Superman, and Supergirl defeated Superman in one of the comics. I've got the comic of Supergirl standing over a battered and bloodied and bruised Superman, because Supergirl is actually more powerful than Superman is. I think she's also less less susceptible to kryptonite. I think. Not entirely sure, but yes, she's actually more powerful than her cousin. So that's pretty cool. Supergirl's badass. I love Supergirl.
So here's a question for both of you. What comics are you most looking forward to coming out next month?
There's
Tim?
nothing really coming out that I'm interested in, because it's just all the more recent comics just been too woke.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't know about that because, like I said, I don't read them. I probably won't be buying any more comics unless I see any more Supergirl covers
Oh,
from
then
the
maybe I
past.
misspoke. I was talking about ones you currently have in the mail that you're waiting to receive next month.
I don't have any in the mail.
No, don't have any.
Oh,
No, I
These-
haven't bought comics
The ones I
for
showed off
several
were the
months.
only ones I bought.
like currently, I actually
So
have
I'm
a
back.
Star Wars one that I have on pre-ordered, but I'm waiting to get it in the mail. It's supposed to talk about the dark side and all that. It's gonna be a big old book.
Okay.
Do you have
So
a camera at all, Lester San Jose, that you could just hook up with a microphone instead? Because
I'm using my earbuds.
Okay.
okay.
Wait,
Okay.
wait.
Oh,
For
do you
people,
mean like this?
I know you guys can hear me, so let's see.
Better?
I
Yeah,
think the
no,
rest.
you're good, Monkey. No problem. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I
Hey,
can.
Lester.
It's
Hey, man.
better to be able to see and hear you. Yeah, I can see you, but I can't hear you.
No,
Now I
wait.
just see you.
Are the people in YouTube commenting they can't hear me?
No, we can all hear you, Lester. It's fine.
Okay. So I'm waiting for the backed comics. So Rippaverse had just pushed out Ice 2. So I'm waiting to see whenever that gets shipped. And then Wokebusters is a comic from the people who did Stealing Solo. So Wokebusters is what I'm waiting for
Thank
because
you,
they take
Andrew.
on my town.
Andrew, that warms my heart
Yeah.
knowing you are keeping the
So
creators
that's what I'm waiting for.
going.
I don't know when it'll
That
be
will
delivered.
eventually lead to more movies that we may or may not like, but it keeps the characters alive. Isn't that true?
Sorry, Lester. Go on.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I still don't hear Lester.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm
just
sorry.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it seems that Monkey can't hear you,
So
Lester. So
those
sorry
are the
about that.
two yeah, that's okay. So those are the two I'm waiting for right now. I still have the old Star Wars novels that I picked up. I need to start reading that, and that will keep me over
Okay.
while the strike is still going on. And then all the other stuff
Okay,
I have on my computer that I can watch.
So is that expanded universe stuff,
I'll
or
go ahead, Monkey.
is it expanded
Yeah.
universe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I haven't really read any of the expanded universe stuff. I mean, I've got a copy of the original Star Wars novel by George Lucas, but that's about it.
Yep. It's the EU novel that I came across, Mara Jade. It's a little bit of a shame that she's not part of the lore, or I don't know if she ever will be. But just her name
Yeah.
alone is what created intrigue. Yep.
What, Mara Jade?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So, Tim, do you want me to go through what I've picked up this week?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I've got a few movies and a couple of figures. The first movie I picked up all these most of the movies in the charity shop because I do love going to the charity shop, the thrift store. I think maybe you call them Goodwill stores as well. Is that a name for that type of shop?
Yeah, there's Goodwill. That's a charity
Yes.
shop.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do go in there quite often and buy films. So the first one I got was Troll Hunter, which is I think is it Scandinavian or Swedish or Norwegian or something like that, one of those cold countries. Let me see if I can see what language it's in. Language Norwegian. So it's a Norwegian film about big trolls. Haven't seen it, but I thought I'd pick that up for £1, which is um, about 75 cents maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what the exchange rate is, but anyway, that was £1. Troll Hunter, and we can see there a big troll type thing on the front. So that was the first one I picked up. The next one I picked up was a film I haven't seen, which is Men at Work with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. And apparently
That
this is quite a well-known 80s film.
that film is amazing. I
Is
own
it?
it, and it's really good. And it even has the I can't think of his name. Uh, you know the animated version of Spawn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He is in this film. He takes the pizza boy hostage.
Oh okay. Oh yeah, it says something on the. Oh yeah, yeah. It references that on the back. Okay, cool. So yeah, I haven't seen that. Is it funny?
It's it's definitely would not be made today because the whole how Charlie Sheen falls in love with a lady and she lives in the apartment complex across from him, and every day he watches her through binoculars. But he's a garbage man and she's something else, but he has to pretend to be a normal person to get close to her because as far as I can remember, I think she was his secretary or something, and it's like he's trying to. I think it's been a while since I've seen it, but I own it. But
Oh
it's
okay.
it's morbid. I mean, they have to hold on to his corpse
Yeah,
through the
yeah.
whole film, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
really morbid but
Okay,
funny.
cool. Oh well, I look forward to watching that then. Nice one. Yeah, I'd heard of it. The title was familiar to me, but I'd never seen it. And I like Emilio Estevez. Well, I like Charlie Sheen as well, but I do
Oh,
like Emilio Estevez,
interest.
so I thought I'd give that a pick. Fun.
May I say one thing?
Yeah, of course.
In my opinion, I'm pretty sure it's the only film the two brothers shared the same screen in the same movie.
Um, you might be right. You might be
Hmm.
right there. Might well be right. Oh well, I look forward to watching that. Then I'll try and watch that this week if I can. We'll have to, or perhaps early next week. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, the next movie I picked up, I have seen before, and I wanted to watch it again. I'm aware it's not a brilliant film, but it's M. Night Shyamalan's Signs, starring Mel Gibson. Um,
Ugh.
I think I saw it at the cinema. I know it's a bit disappointing and the ending is a bit weak. I can remember that much,
What?
but I thought I'd give it
This
another look.
there's actually a little bit to the ending that most people overlook, and that's why they feel the ending is weak. When the water spills on the alien, it's supposed to represent holy water.
Ah,
Everyone made a big fuss about that. Oh, it's just normal water. But no, they were praying. And remember, the guy used to be a preacher. And so when the water spills on the alien, it was holy water that made the demon leave.
ah, okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Okay, well, cool. But I'll give that another look. Um, Yeah, cool. Hold on, give me 1 second. Is everyone still there?
Yes.
Yeah, we're still here.
Hold on. Sorry, because I use my phone, I sometimes get messages and it interferes with my screen. Hold on, right? Okay, I can see again now. Sorry about that, everyone. I do apologise. And the last film I picked up was Lucy, which is a Luc Besson film. Now everyone goes crazy for Luc Besson films, and I'm really not a big fan. I didn't like The Fifth Element, but I have seen Lucy before, and it was okay. I didn't mind that, and I do like Scarlett Johansson. And for £1, you know, I thought that was a reasonably good decision. So that was my final charity shop purchase, was Lucy. And that's starring Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman. So yeah, but it's quite a good action flick. There's some really good scenes in it, from what I can remember. So I'll give that another watch. And then the last movie that I got this week, I actually ordered from eBay. This wasn't a charity shop find, but I got Batman Returns. Because I haven't seen that for ages now, and I don't think I own it on DVD. So I picked it up on Blu-ray. So there's Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Michelle Pfeiffer. So yep, that was my last movie this week. And then for figures this week, I ordered 4 new Ghostbusters Plasma Series figures, and 2 of them arrived today. So I've got Peter and Winston. They arrived this afternoon. These are the glow-in-the-dark versions of the Plasma Series. I think the bodies are the same buck that was used for the standard Plasma Series, but they've got new head sculpts, and their head sculpts are a bit better than the ones that were in the regular Plasma Series. And these, the set that I've bought, they all have slime on them. If you could see, they've all been slimed, and the slime is glow in the dark, as are the proton streams that you can see here in the side. They're glow in the dark as well. I'm a big sucker for glow in the dark things, so I thought I'd pick up this set. I'm still waiting for Egon and Ray. They haven't arrived yet. I imagine they'll be here in the next couple of days. But yeah, so that was my figure pickups. The Hasbro Ghostbusters Plasma Series, Peter Venkman and Winston Zeddemore. So that's all the stuff I've got this week.
And hello, Das Wolfen, who's in the chat now.
Das Wolfen. Aha, hello, Das Wolfen.
And you had
Cool.
something you wanted to say, the monkey?
Yes, for any are any of you into the Marvel the Marvel figures that are like from the shows that they're coming out with?
Do you mean the Marvel Legends series, or?
Yeah.
No,
I've
got
just collected the retro ones that are the same size as Star Wars action figures,
they're good. I like those.
3.75 inch.
Yeah, I like those. I've only got 3 Marvel Legends figures. I've got a Lady Deadpool, a Gwenpool, and a limited edition or variant edition of Daredevil in a yellow suit. They're the only 3 Marvel Legends figures I've got. I don't really like the Marvel Legends line, if I'm honest. I'm mainly, in terms of comic book stuff, I collect a lot of the DC multiverse from McFarlane, and I've got some other DC figures, some of the DC Icons figures. But in terms of comic book characters, I really tend to focus on Superman, Supergirl, Batman, and the Joker. I've got a couple of Bizarro figures, but mainly my focus is on those 4 characters. So I don't really go outside of that. I don't have the space to collect anymore, to be honest. How about you? Do you collect any of those?
I actually have. I actually own 2 of the original animated Spider-Man show figures still in their cases of the Gwen Stacy and of Peter Parker. I have them standing side by side because I really feel that they should have stayed a couple in the original animated show. I really feel that him and MJ really didn't work as well as it would have worked with Gwen Stacy. It would have really been interesting if he would have still been with Gwen Stacy when he had this black symbiote. It would have been interesting if they just would have stayed together, because remember in the first season they kept running into each other.
Right.
Spider-Man kept having to save Gwen Stacy, and who was with Gwen Stacy was like, "Why do you like this guy?" But as far as the other ones, yes, I own a lot. My place is decorated with tons of figures and stuff. But as far as the ones I mentioned, I just wanted to let you know that if you're into the show, Hawkeye, they recently released for pre-order the Kingpin and the her sister, Black Widow's sister.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. I
Well,
haven't seen that show.
no. Plus, I don't know if do either of you have Disney Plus?
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
have Disney Plus. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, I
Well,
don't
not
have it.
anymore.
I don't have it myself, but I use a friend's account who has it, so I have
well,
access to it.
that friend's account's gonna go up $14 in the future because they're raising the price again per month.
Is that worldwide? They're going to do that?
Well, if they're only doing it for
Yep.
the US, it'll piss off all the other countries. So I hope they, no offense, but I hope they do it worldwide.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh. Well, he might cancel it then. I don't know how much use he gets out of it. I
I
think he
think
only got it for the Star Wars content.
I think it's like $10 now, but they're raising it to 14 per month. So
Okay, so I'm not sure what it is here, but it'll probably go up by 2 or 3 quid here. So
sorry
yeah,
for
we'll see.
going off. Sorry for going off topic.
Oh, that's cool. That's all right, man. What's Tim got? Oh, he's going for his drink. I thought we were going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the drink.
I thought you were going to show us something.
No, not right now.
So, Monkey, you've got a lot of Marvel Legends figures, then, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I've just remembered one more that I've got, which is Mystique. I've got one of the old version Marvel Legends when they were in the big bubbles, the big complete plastic packaging. Not the ones with the windows in that they use now, but the old style ones with the big blisters with the hanging tab at the top.
Yeah, me too. I actually have that figure on a shelf right next to my I have the one of
Is it the Builder figure one?
Yeah, I have that one.
Theodore.
I have mistaken the same setup that I have I'm having trouble remembering. I have her by the 2 versions of Jean Grey, and I have so the 2 versions of Jean Grey are on the other side. I have the Captain Marvel version when she is in the green suit, which is in the Barbie version. So the Barbie version of Brie Larson in the Star Force uniform, I have that up higher, and I have the 2 witches that are sisters from the prequel series of the Wizards movie, the one with Newt and Grindelwald,
Don't know.
the
Oh, do you
magical
mean?
beasts.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Um,
I'm
they are
not familiar with that.
they're the magical line of defense that's protecting them, and I also have other ones. What can I say? I built a whole different thing. And guess who is on ground protecting them with a shotgun?
Who? Go on.
Laurie Strode.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've been collecting for a long time, and I have that whole community set up. It's
Which Laurie
yeah,
figure is it?
from the original 2018, the one where it came with a pistol, a old style pistol, and the 2 different head sculpts, a set of hands, no, 2 set of hands, and the shotgun.
Oh,
And
okay.
it came with the cardboard background of the house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's quite a good figure, that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Do you have
May I ask? Oh,
any other horror
what?
figures?
Trying to think. Oh yes, I do. I have the villain from the Eternals, because I liked him better than I did the one from Stranger Things. But I also have 11 when she was into the I don't know, when she was into the with the waffles. Because back then we didn't really have a lot of figures holding waffles, you know.
Okay.
And but don't worry, that's the oh, and I also have the other. Oh, what's her name? I can't think of her. The one that was in green in the Eternals, but only because I. It may be weird, but there's only one scene that I liked that Sprite character in Eternals, and that's when they're all at the bar. And I mean, she's what, like 2,000 years old, and she has made this illusion to where she looks like 21 or something, just so she can drink alcohol and stuff. But it's a really good representation because she even stops the flirting before anything happens, and she's just there to have a good time and drink. But we only see the adult version of her on screen for like what, 5 or 10 seconds. But I
Oh,
only
okay.
like that film just for that scene.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Is
Well,
it?
the whole Eternals is not a good movie. Everybody will agree. But that scene is the only scene I like. The scene that takes place at the bar.
Right. Okay. Okay.
It's the only age-appropriate scene she ever is. In all the rest of the film, she couldn't even get into she couldn't even get into Chuck E. Cheese without a chaperone. So I'm just saying, the only scene we ever see her as a adult is in the bar, and that's the
Okay.
only scene I like.
Ah, okay. Maybe
But
I'll
as
check
far
it out
as
at some
big,
point. I haven't seen it, so I, I, I don't really know what you're referencing, but
uh, but as far as
I didn't hear
figures,
very good things about it. I must admit I didn't. you know, no one recommended it, so I figured it would
Yeah.
probably be worth giving it a miss.
As far as figures, I can't think of the rest, but my house is surrounded by them. I have them all over. I've been a fan. Of lots of many different ones. I've watched every single Marvel show that Disney has came up with. I have multiple versions of every time they came out with a Captain Carter. I have her figures. Um, I um, I am just a huge fan. Oh, I even have She-Hulk.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, okay. Yeah,
Don't
I
get me.
wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of that figure.
Oh, well, I'm talking about the one where she's in like a. It. The reason why I got that figure is the other one where she's angry, the older one that has her like spitting out green slime. Green
Yeah.
slime should stay with the Ghostbusters. I liked the newer version because she's wearing appropriate gear and I have her protecting Elsa. I mean, she needs to protect Elsa from Kristoff. Think about it.
Well, Andrew's saying he liked Eternals, but it's got a bit of a different feel. He says Chloe Zhao, is that right? Am I saying that right? Chloe Zhao is an interesting director. He
Yeah,
wouldn't have pegged
yeah, that's
her
right.
for a superhero director. Her big break was Nomadland. No, not familiar with that director or that other film.
Well, I will say yes. The director did a good job getting all the cultures and cultural references. She really did her research to make sure that when they were in a certain time period, you could believe they were in that time period, and that director respected everybody's culture and personal beliefs.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, Andrew's saying he wasn't too hot on Nomadland, but it was well done, and he liked the actress France McDormand. Do you mean France? Do you mean Francis? No. Am
Yeah,
I thinking of?
he means Frances McDormand, who was in Fargo.
Yeah, she's married. She's married to one of the Coen brothers, isn't she?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's married to one of them.
She's been in a lot of films.
Yeah, well, she's always in the Coen brothers films because her husband is one of them.
And she
She,
was also the
she's good.
mother in Almost Famous.
Yeah. Have you seen Three Billboards? I
I
think it's
know of
called.
it, but
I think the full
I
title
know
is
of.
Three Billboards Outside Ebbings, Massachusetts, or something. It's a very, very good
Oh,
film.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's really, really good. I thoroughly recommend that. It's very, very good. In fact, I'm going to put that on my list of films to buy. I saw it online a couple of times, but I think I might buy that. Yeah, Andrew, Three Billboards is a great film. Very, very good. Very well written. Very well acted. Um, yeah, and I do like Frances McDormand. I think she's a good actress. She's quite believable. She's very grounded and um, very ordinary, if that makes sense. She's not. Her performances are always very believable and very kind of almost bland in a way. She's very good at being ordinary, if that makes sense. Um, Andrew says he does feel like Woody Harrelson is in too many movies. He's good, but I feel like he's in everything. Yeah, he's in quite a bit, isn't he? I don't mind him as an actor. I think he's done some very good roles, and I think he's also done some others that he wasn't he wasn't right for. Um, but yeah, no, he was good in Three Billboards, and obviously Natural Born Killers as well. That was a good one.
And if I may, my favorite portrayal of Woody Harrelson was when he was in Cheers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've forgotten about that. Yeah, yeah. Good call. Good call. Uh, Chinmay Arkarji. Sorry that I butchered your name there. You're saying how many films of mine have you guys seen till now, and which one is your favourite? Chinmay Arkarji. I I don't know. I didn't know that you had any films. Um,
To be fair, even I don't know that guy.
no.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. And
Tell us what your films are, and we'll tell you if we've seen them or not. The Grave Roots is saying Lucy a lot of times. Roots, bloody roots. Is that a Sepultura fan? Has said L a lot of times.
yeah, I don't know who.
It might be a Sepultura fan.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. The way they're chatting, they're just constantly typing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, they're just
Oh,
spamming the
that's a
chat.
troll.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just
I'm
spamming
gonna
it,
have to
Tim.
bar some. I'm gonna have to start booting some people from the chat. This
Yeah,
is
do
getting
it,
to be
Tim.
this is getting ridiculous.
Do it, Tim.
Remove. And
Let me see. Let me have a look on my I'll have a look on my tablet and
yeah,
see what.
put in timeout.
I wouldn't bother with
So
the timeout, Tim. That doesn't do anything.
it
I would just.
doesn't give me any other option. It gives me the option to remove the person and to put them in timeout. So and there's not really much else I can do. I can hide the person from the channel.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
It
'Cause that's
sounds
just
like
all.
the feature. It sounds like the feature was created by a parent. Pah!
This would help if I had some mods to help me with this. This is one of the reasons why I do need mods.
Well, can you add me as a mod now?
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find you. Monkey Boy, you need to be in the actual YouTube chat for me to add you.
I am.
It's,
Oh, you need me to put something in the chat?
no, you have to be in the actual YouTube chat. I have to be able to find your screen name in there as a participant for me to add you because these trolls are just bugging me.
Okay. I've just put one in saying hello.
Because I can't.
Someone has just said, "I wish I was dead." Yeah, we wish you were dead too.
Okay, a Monkey Boy, you are a mod now.
This is actually kind of. This is actually kind of funny. Do you realize what happened?
Sorry, go on, Monkey. You're all right. I'm just getting rid of these dickheads from the.
Right. I'm just saying, Skeletor may be the villain, but the host of the show made Monkey Boy a hero.
How do you mean?
Because Monkey Boy is getting rid of the bad guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people haven't got anything better to do. I mean, I do feel sorry for them in a way. You know, it must be quite depressing having nothing better to do than spam a chat. I mean, you think that they would perhaps comment something interesting or actually contribute to the channel rather than being a twat. But
Well, it looks like I can ban this person, delete their comments from from the StreamYard, and
Oh, I do have a relevant thing to bring up. On your videos, you do have people that send you those things just to wind you up, and you still read them on stream. Why is that? They tend to make you pissed
What do you mean?
when, like, they say things just to get you upset on your Skeletor videos.
I'm not sure anyone. I'm not sure anyone does that deliberate. I mean, there are. I do encourage people to give Skeletor some hassle and to provoke him. I do encourage that. I'm quite happy to do that. Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine. No, that's fine. It's all done in good fun. Um,
oh.
I did have one
But
guy. I think a couple last week or the week before. I had one guy that was saying unkind things about the channel. I just advised him that he perhaps should watch a different channel if he didn't like it. But no, I don't mind if people have a go at Skeletor and call him names and take the mickey out of him. That's absolutely fine. I encourage it. It
oh,
makes for interesting content.
oh. And out of curiosity, because I've watched all your videos as Skeletor, were you really drunk during that one video?
No, 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 no. I don't get drunk. I don't drink.
Um,
But I hope it
I
was convincing.
yes, yes, it was. I truly thought you were.
No, no, I don't drink. I mean, I occasionally have a beer in the summer when it's a nice hot day. I might have a cold beer or a cider. But no, I don't like being drunk. I never have liked being drunk. So no,
Um,
I
I
that was just
I will
acting.
say, oh, speaking of acting, I you do a phenomenal job as the one that always goes, Skeletor, Skeletor. You do a wonderful job as that guy. I mean, for somebody,
Oh,
if they're not
Whip,
feeling well, they'll think it was somebody else.
you mean Whiplash?
Yes, you do it. It's so hard to tell it's you.
Soda Cauldron saying he's been on the receiving end of Skeletor's fury. It's all done in the best possible taste. Yes, indeed, Soda. Yes, Skeletor was very rude about your mum. I can only apologise. I've it's got nothing to do with me, but you know, he sometimes does get a bit. He does step over the line sometimes. Andrew saying, agree with the monkey. You keep the voices distinct and edit well. Well, thank you. That's kind of you to say. Thank you. I do try. My I'm very limited in the kind of different voices I can do. Because I introduced Skeletor's French cousin, I've had a lot of requests. I have had a lot of requests for other cousins from other countries, but I can't do any other accents. That's the problem. Um, Skeletor's cousin will return at some point. I can see him now standing over to the side next to Skeletor. So he will return at some point. But as for other voices, I can't do them very well. Um, Something that you might find interesting, or may not, I don't know. Um, the voice for Whiplash is not anything like the voice that he has in the cartoon. In the cartoon, Whiplash's voice is very like, "Oh, Skeletor! Oh, what should we do, Skeletor?" Um, I don't
Yeah,
do it like that.
you actually improved it because you really do believe he is your underling. In
Well,
the
yeah, I tried to have him have a silly, likable voice and a kind of a stupid voice because it suits the character that I want to portray. And if I were to do an impression of Whiplash from the cartoon and speak, oh, like this, oh, Skeletor, it doesn't. He sounds too aggressive, and it doesn't come across as well. So I've
uh,
given him a new a new voice, but I'm surprised no one's asked me yet why Whiplash sounds so different. Well, I did have one question once about it, but I'm surprised people don't ask that more. Andrew
Well,
says,
I
sorry, go on.
I always assumed that he sounded differently because after all these years, Evelyn just got so pissed she kicked him in the balls.
Yeah, maybe. Andrew says he's also guilty of encouraging Skeletor to find more foreign relations, but I know it must be a crazy amount of work to edit a bunch of voices together. Well, this is the thing, Andrew. I don't do the voices separately. I do them all in real time. So if I've got Skeletor and Whiplash talking to each other, I do it all in real time. I don't split it up. I do all my videos in one take generally. I put little effects in between each question. I put distortion or noise effects just to break the questions up visually so that there's a visual clue that one set of questions has ended and then another, and it's a new set of questions from another person. I put those effects in just as a visual cue, but when I record from beginning to end all in one take. And I do all the
I
video, I do all the voices in real time as well. So the only things I add
I
in afterwards are like sound effects, like farting or burping. Oh, thank you, Andrew. That's kind. Thank you. Well, I do try. I mean, it's good fun to do. I enjoy doing it. I mean, sometimes I'll do a take and it will go wrong, and I'll just delete that take and I'll start again. So there are times where I have to maybe stitch 2 or 3 bits together if I've had to stop and restart. But yeah. So just saying, me too, Andrew. I guess he's referring to suggesting more characters, trying to find different countries to have cousins in. Sneaked a new cousin into my new set of questions. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Yes, I remember. Yeah. I was writing the scripts today, so
um I do have a question for you and just a suggestion of a possible one you could do for Halloween. And but in the best way. And it would you wouldn't have to spend a single cent on it.
okay.
But my question is, in all the videos, you've kept the same uh bed comforter in the background. Is it your favorite? Is it your favorite comforter, or is there a reason why
No,
you always have that one?
no, that's my sofa. I do that on my couch.
Oh,
Um, and it's just a cover to because I have a cat, so it's a cover so that my cat doesn't pluck at the suede, because it's a suede sofa, and I don't want my
oh,
cat to get her claws in it, so it's a cover to protect it from my cat. Um,
I love those videos where it's Skeletor against the cat. They crack me up.
yeah, no,
But
that's the only reason I have that is just to protect the couch from the cat's claws.
as far as you being the internet's best kept secret, I can proudly say you are the only action figure I watch.
Oh, okay. And
And as
Andrew's saying we have to get Skeletor an American cousin. I do like hearing British people do American accents.
that's what my suggestion was, Andrew. I thought your American cousin could actually be called Skeleton.
Why Skeleton?
The skeleton you have for like haunted houses.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at
That's
doing an American accent. I can
no,
sort of do a American, like a deep South accent. I can kind of do
no.
that sometimes.
Well, the funny thing about a skeleton is they don't speak. So I thought you could actually say like, my my American cousin is mute because he's been constantly in medical labs and all these things for years, and so he speaks to me in sign language, but it's always the middle finger. So I just have to assume what he's trying to say.
Well, another difficult thing about doing the different characters is the costume, because Skeletor's French costume, I was able to put him in a stereotypical French outfit with a striped jumper, the beret on his head, and the onions around his neck. If I were to pick someone from, let's say, Russia, I don't know what I would have them wearing. I guess a Russian hat, I suppose, but the costume is part of it as well. So it's trying to find a character where I can do a costume. I'm not sure if I can make a cowboy hat. So
No,
that might be quite difficult. I could buy one,
in
perhaps.
all fairness, if you tried to do a Russian Skeletor, you probably would get upset by Putin because he would think you were making fun of him.
Yeah.
Putin does look like one, so. By the way, sorry, I was really talkative. Sorry.
No, you're all right. No, not a problem. It's a live stream. That's what you need to do. It's absolutely fine.
And Monkey Boy, I've got a friend of yours. Greetings, Monkey Boy.
Hello.
You've got the laughing origins Skeletor.
Yeah.
It's an
now
imposter.
This is creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got 3 Skeletors in front of my TV. I've got Skeletor's French cousin, which is an original 1982 Skeletor figure, and then I've got the Skeletor that I use on the channel mainly, which is the Super 7 Skeletor, and then hang on, I'll just grab them. Give me a sec. So I've got cousin Skeletor with his onions. So there's Skeletor.
Why does he have onions on?
Because he's French. So he's got a string of onions around his neck and a beret on his head and a stripy jumper. But that actually took about 4 hours to make that costume, because it was very difficult to make, because these figures are very over stylized and very muscular. It's difficult to get something that fits them. So actually, I mean, this jumper was handmade for Skeletor. The onions are handmade. I didn't make the onions, but the onions are handmade. I made the beret for his head and the little scarf for his neck. And it actually took about 4 hours or so to make that costume. And it's a proper fitted. I can remove it from him because it's got poppers on the back. Yeah, he's got a white flag, Andrew. He's got a white flag. He hasn't got a bicycle though, but he has got a white flag. So there's Skeletor, and then I've got.
Oh, what? Monkey Boy.
There's Skeletor in his pink apron.
Okay, you're back now.
Okay, so I've got Skeletor with his pink apron on that he won't admit to wearing. So if you ever ask Skeletor about his pink apron, he'll deny having a pink apron. But
everybody
he does
put in $5, and he may think of doing a OnlyFans.
Hi, Tez.
So yeah, and again, that was a handmade apron. My friend handmade that.
I have a question. But can we still hear him? He went silent.
Who? Lester?
Lester, are you
Yeah,
there?
I've been listening.
No,
I've been listening.
I can't hear. I can't hear Monkey Boy now.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can't hear Monkey Boy.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Well, I'm still here.
Yeah, he's still here. You should be able to hear him.
Oh, now I can hear you. Okay, I can hear you now. Okay.
The monkey.
Well,
Can you hear me?
yes, yes, yes. Now I can. I have a question for you, and it pertains to your show. The remember you had the idea of doing. No, you were suggested. You were suggested putting in photos to get people to click your content more often. How successful has that been?
It wasn't that successful. I on that particular episode, I put a couple of saucy pictures on the thumbnail, but it didn't seem to generate any more traffic. It's a bit hit and miss, really. Often these provocative images do get clicks. I mean, I've had quite a high number of views on one of my previous videos where I had a woman in a swimsuit, I think. Or a couple of women in some PVC outfits, and that got quite a few clicks. But the one I did a couple of weeks ago with the swimsuit, it wasn't that well received. So,
well, I think you put two women in swimsuits, and then you had a guy in swim trunks. So I think
yeah.
But you artistically hit his package very well.
Well, he had jeans on. He had jeans on, so it wasn't. I wasn't hiding anything. I just put that click me bubble just to try and as a cheap attention grabber. But it didn't really work that well. So sometimes things fly, sometimes they don't. I mean, the thumbnail and the title are a big part of it. I mean, you could have the best video in the world, but if your thumbnail and your title are rubbish, no one's going to click on it. And the opposite is also true. You could have a shit video. Sorry, Tim, I'm swearing. But if your thumbnail and your title are good, people are going to click on it. So it's and I'm not very good at making the thumbnails, actually, particularly for Skeletor's video, because let's be honest, Skeletor's videos are all the same. They're Q&A sessions. So coming up with a thumbnail for Skeletor is quite difficult, because I either have to pick something from the episode, if there's something interesting enough that I can put in a thumbnail, or I just have to have a shot of Skeletor and Whiplash or something. It can be quite difficult finding a thumbnail that people will click on. But that's the nature of the Skeletor show. It is the same format every week, and the people that watch the videos know what they're getting. They know what to expect. I mean, if somebody asks me a question where the answer involves nudity or some kind of saucy behavior, I can maybe use that to my advantage in the thumbnail. But if that week nobody asks anything like that, it limits me to what I can put in the thumbnail. So it's very reactive.
Hey now, I asked you the question if Evelyn and Whiplash had children, and you didn't do any photos like you're talking about in the image.
No. Well, I have to be, in a way. I have to be, or I don't have to be, but I choose to be true to the cartoon as well. And I did look up. I can assure you, I did go online and I did do the research to find out if Evil Lynn had any children, or if Whiplash had any children, and no. So I do try to be honest with the content. I mean, if people have asked, about Evil Lynn's name, or about, why is Skeletor blue? and I give an honest answer. I say, well, Skeletor's blue because his mother was from the species Gar, and they have blue skin, and that's why Skeletor is blue. I didn't make that up. That's part of it. So if anyone asks any questions about Motu, I do the research and I try and answer accurately if I can.
I've always been able to tell that when you're giving answers that it's always came from the original source. I can always tell that. But now let's get into a very fun topic. When you sing, people have sent you in song lyrics and you actually sing it.
Yeah. Yeah. If I recognize that it's a song lyric, I try and sing it if I can. I think I did miss one once. Somebody made a reference and I didn't get it because it just didn't occur to me. But yeah, if there is a reference that I get, then I'll try and sing it if I can.
You are very good at doing the Skeletor singing. Many people can actually do a impression and they can do it spot on, but then when they try to turn it to singing, it doesn't sound as good. But you really do sound like how Skeletor would when he sings.
Oh, well, that's very kind. Thank you. I mean, the secret is just to do it as short as possible, because the longer you do it, the more chance you've got of making a mistake or coming out of the voice.
And if I may add,
Sorry, Tez is saying he likes my thumbnails. I must manicure. I bite my nails terribly. Look at them. Look at my. If I don't know if you can see. I bite my nails really badly. Yeah. Sorry. Go on, Monkey.
If I may ask, do you have a really interest like are you going to do a special one for Halloween?
I'm not sure. I will. Well, hopefully, yeah. And I'm hoping that people will ask Halloween related questions, spooky questions, because really the show goes in the direction of the questions. I mean, I know last year I asked for spooky questions, and I would say about 40% of them were relating to Halloween. The other 60% had nothing to do with Halloween. So again, it really depends on what questions I get. But I will be doing a fairly special episode. Yeah.
Speaking of the questions, I think it is very wrong that people have done something, but you've been handling it very well. There was a period of time where people were sending in multiple questions to you where you were feeling overwhelmed. And you basically told people to stop and let you catch up on the questions.
Yeah.
And I will say you handled that very well, but it seems it's starting up again. Have you noticed that?
Well, see, when the channel started, there was no limit on the amount of questions anyone could ask, and sometimes people would ask 5, 6, 7. I mean, one week I got 11 questions from one person, and I think I put about 8 or 9 of them in the show. But it was getting a bit overwhelming. But then what happened is I did an episode and Skeletor asked people to send in 3 questions maximum. But I don't think I worded it very well. And what Skeletor actually said was, "Can you please only send in 3 questions?" I didn't say a maximum of 3. I said, "Can you only send in 3?" Meaning, obviously, that's a maximum. But I think maybe some people heard that and thought, "Oh, he wants 3 questions rather than 1." Because after that, I was getting everyone that was asking me questions was asking 3. So it didn't actually take any of the workload off. The main reason I don't want like 30 questions per episode is, well, there's 2 reasons. One, it takes a long time to edit. I mean, it takes me about 4 hours to edit every episode. Well, no, about 3 hours to edit every episode. So if I've got a 10-minute long video, it might take 2.5, 3 hours to edit. If it's a 15-minute long video, I'm looking at about 3 hours to edit. And also, I don't really want the videos to be that long, because I found that, with the exception of one or two, my longer videos don't get as many views, because people see the running time before they click on it. They can see the little timer in the corner, and if it says more than 15 minutes, I think some people aren't watching because it's too long. The sweet spot for videos, I found, is between 8 minutes and 10 minutes. Anything longer than that, and I start to sacrifice views.
Yeah, I have you noticed that I even that when I don't have a question, I don't send any in.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, that's logical. Yeah, if you don't have a question, don't send it in.
Yeah, don't you agree, throughout all the time you've been doing the videos, I only ever send in 3 questions at the maximum.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I mean, I didn't
and
mind. I mean, Lord Malvardy used to send 5 questions every week, and that was fine. I mean, it wasn't a problem. But the difficulty is if everyone does that, then it does present an issue. So I had to limit. What's this skull we've got? What's that? Is that a cookie?
It's
Oh
a
no, it's a
skeleton.
skeleton. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is that a glow in the dark one?
Yep.
Thought so.
Here, I'll see if it. Here, let's see if it. No, but I guess it's not showing up too well. Okay.
No. I do like a glow in the dark thing, I must say. I do enjoy glow in the dark.
Man, I tell you, I had a scary experience. I bought a Boglins, and I had the light on for like a long period of time during the day. I turned it off. I got scared because the Boglin was glow in the dark.
Yeah. Tez is saying that 10 minutes is the best duration for a video. Yeah, I agree. That's 8 to 10 minutes is the sweet spot, really. That's ideal. I know some of my the reviews on my channel, when I'm doing some of the toy reviews, they go a bit longer, but there's certain things you can't rush. And if you've got a play set or something that has got a lot to talk about, you can't really skimp on it, because then you're not doing you're not doing justice to the item. So it can be tricky. I always try and keep an eye on the timer when I'm recording, so I can see how long I've been going for, and whether I need to speed up or whatever.
If it goes over, we can always tell in your voice that it's not as fun to you. So I say, if it just gets to where people send in too many questions, stick to what works for you, because even your host will agree that doing these videos is always good as long as you have fun.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy doing them, and so far I haven't really missed any questions. There have been a couple of people that have sent. I mean, there was a guy, and I'm not complaining about this, but this guy came to my channel after Skeletor had asked for a limit of 3 questions each, and he came to my channel after this, and he didn't know that there was a limit, and he was sending me loads of questions, because he went back and watched some older videos and was leaving questions on those. And there was one week I must have had about 9 or 10 questions from him, and I had to say, look, I'm sorry, but there's a limit to the questions. I'll pick the best ones and I'll put them on the show.
You were very appropriate when you said it. You were calm, you were collected, and that's the thing that really is great about when you do those videos is that when it doesn't have to do with making laughs, if you're really upset with somebody, you do it in a calm way that does not add any drama.
Well, yeah, I try to. But like I said earlier, I do encourage people to have a go at Skeletor. I mean, I would encourage you to have a pop at him, take the piss out of him somehow, um, and he'll give as good
Well,
as he
then
gets. You know, it's good fun. I mean, I don't mind that at all.
then what can he handle? Large or extra large, lube or scented?
Yeah, no, I don't mind that at all. And like I said, so far I haven't really missed any questions. I want to be as inclusive as possible because if people take the time to watch my videos and take the time to ask a question, I don't want to skip over that because I don't like the thought of somebody writing a question or two and then tuning in the next week to see the answer and then find out that I haven't answered their question because that would disappoint me as a viewer. If I'd done that, I would want to know that I've contributed to the show. So at the moment, I suppose I'm lucky in a way that the channel isn't bigger because if I had 1,000 subscribers and half of them were sending one question a week, I would have 500 questions a week, and I can't deal with that. So, in a way, being the internet's best kept secret is actually serving me quite well. I don't know what I would do if I got 500 questions a week. I'd really struggle. So, who knows? I mean, the channel, I suppose, is a victim of its own success in a way because I've got
Um,
very loyal viewers and they do send questions in regularly every week. And sometimes it's quite difficult. I mean, this week, for example, I've had loads of questions. So I think the episode this week is going to be at least 14, 15 minutes long. Um,
I there is something we need to address. The the um, the amount of people that sadly want you to replace Whiplash.
yeah, yeah, I wasn't too pleased with that because I quite like Whiplash. I think he serves a good his role is necessary. Um, and some of the suggestions of the other characters that I could switch out with him, I don't think would be particularly funny. I mean, there was a suggestion of using Faker, and I just don't see how that would be funny. Um, I need to think of Skeletor needs what did you call it earlier? An underling or something? Is
Yeah,
that what you said?
it, yeah. In my opinion, Whiplash is the heart of the show, and where you are the dominating, funny figure, he's the heart of it. He's who people love. Well, besides you, and I mean, really, when you think about it, even with Beastman, there's not really a lot to Beastman, but everybody loves Whiplash. They do, even his tail. Do you remember that week? Do you remember you got like 3 weeks worth of questions about his tail?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no,
So am I?
Whiplash is he's very proud of his tail, and Skeletor likes
Mhm.
his tail. It's the most powerful tail in Eternia.
So in my opinion, I think if you change it now, you may lose the heart of the show. So it's
Yeah,
just
no,
my opinion from.
I'm going to I'm going to try and stick to what I know. I mean, I hope it doesn't get boring. I try and keep it as fresh as I can, given that it is a repetitive format. Um,
Uh, I
Andrew's
watched it.
saying that I can skip his questions and he wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't dream of doing that, Andrew, not at all. I really do appreciate the contributions from everyone. And I've said this before. I might not have the biggest subscriber count on YouTube, but my subscribers are absolutely golden.
Mhm.
The amount of feedback I get, the contributions, the support, the encouragement is absolutely amazing. I watched a video I think yesterday I was watching a video on YouTube. I forget what it was now, but I noticed that it had 5,000 over 5,000 views. And I looked at the comments, and there were 7. There were 7 comments for 5,000 views, and that's not a very good return. And then I look at my comments, and there might be it might only have had 150 views, but I might have got 30 comments. So actually, my return is very good in terms of engagement with the audience. So although my subscribers and my sort of loyal followers are not great in number, they are great in spirit, and I really appreciate that. It's really good to know that people look forward to the show and tune in every week and engage every week. I love it. Have we lost the monkey? Oh, I can't hear you now, Tim. You're muted.
Yeah,
There
I
you
don't
go.
know where the monkey went. He went somewhere.
Oh, we've lost the monkey. We're monkey down, monkey down.
And let's see if he's in.
What happened to Lester? Did he disappear as well?
Lester gave me a message in the private chat. Yeah, Lester had to bounce. His battery was running low, but it was good hearing from the monkey. So I thanked Lester for coming earlier.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Lester. Sorry we didn't get to you very much.
Did someone shock the monkey? No, I don't know.
Shock the monkey. That's a Ozzy Osbourne reference there.
I don't know where the monkey went to. He went somewhere.
Monkey, come back. Maybe his was he using his phone? I think maybe his phone died.
Yeah, Lester was using his phone, but I don't know if the monkey was too.
Oh, Xantara's saying that she likes Whiplash and would like him to stay, but says it also might be cool if other characters cameoed. Yeah, I often think about adding other characters, and I've got loads more characters that I can add. I mean, obviously I've had Vader in there. Hordak has made a very brief appearance. I've had Trapjaw, and obviously Beastman, but I've got loads of other ones. Next week, no, well, next week, the Sunday coming, I'm not sure who I've got on, but the week after that, which will be the 50th episode, I will have He-Man will be joining Skeletor. Whiplash has a good heart, just concerned the anxiety that lists cause him. Yeah, he doesn't like it when Skeletor lists things, which is which is interesting. It's not something that I planned. It just kind of happened organically. I kind of let it sounds pretentious, and I don't mean it to, but I like the characters to tell me how they're feeling and how they react, because quite often, because I do these all in one take. Yes, I write the questions down and the answers that I'm going to give, because I can't remember them all, so I do need to write them all down. But when I record it, I don't practice or do any rehearsals. So when I record it, the way that Skeletor speaks or the tone of voice he uses is all in the moment. So sometimes he can come across as a bit more mean, sometimes a bit more light-hearted, sometimes he laughs, sometimes he swears, and I like that to be. I like that to happen organically. I don't really plan how I'm going to say stuff really, and yeah, I mean it's interesting. I didn't know Whiplash was going to be quite how he is. it kind of just his personality developed on its own. And him being afraid of lists, that just came because it just amused me one time to list a load of things, and I thought, well, Whiplash probably might intervene here, because Skeletor could just go on indefinitely listing these. I think it was types of jams or something, and Skeletor was going on and on about it, and it just felt right to have Whiplash interrupt and say, please stop listing jams. And then it developed from that into listing all sorts of things, sandwiches or board games. And I like the fact that in the show there are elements that repeat every week. Every single week, Skeletor says, "Get out of my sight before I beat you." I know it's not getting any funnier, because it's not really that funny to begin with, but it's a catchphrase that he says every week. I know if someone asks a question about one of Skeletor's preferences and he starts listing loads of stuff, I know that Whiplash is going to at some point come in and say, Skeletor, please stop listing whatever it is. And then Skeletor is going to say, well, I like listing these sorts of things. So yeah, there are elements that keep returning in the show, and I hope people find them amusing in a different way every time. If I thought people were getting fed up with them, I would stop doing it. But I'm not fed up with them yet, so I figure other people possibly aren't. So to saying, I totally agree. As the internet, I can't talk. As the internet's best kept secret, success can only be a double-edged sword. Where did Face on a Stick go? Oh, Stickface, yeah, yep, Stickface. Stickface might appear on my channel again at some point. I suppose he could appear on Skeletor's channel. But yeah, no, I've still got Stickface. Still got him. The show is answering life's big questions. What is the nature of evil? Is that a squirrel? Will Skeletor ever get his Glenn Miller CDs back? Yeah, brilliant. I don't know. I don't know if Buddy Hawks has still got the CDs. Who knows? But Skeletor does like a bit of Glenn Miller. Yeah, I do as well. In fact, yeah, it's quite amusing, I suppose, that Skeletor likes Glenn Miller, but I genuinely do like Glenn Miller stuff. But I think sometimes, sometimes people will ask a question of Skeletor, and his preferences on something. Sometimes I don't have a real opinion about it, so I will try and say something funny or try and think perhaps what would Skeletor like. Other times I answer it as if it was me. So you never really know. I mean, for example, when Skeletor was saying that he likes women that wear chokers, the choker necklaces. I like those. I think they're really good. I find them really attractive. So I decided to give that preference to Skeletor. But there have been other things that Skeletor has said he likes that I really don't like. Any more chats, Tim? I can't hear you. Oh, I can hear you now.
Did you get that one?
Soda's saying he'd like to see Merman come in, says nothing, stares at Skeletor, stares at camera, while Skeletor keeps asking what he wants, never replies, then slides off to the side. Hold on, Tim. Let me just read that again, and so I've got that in my mind. Merman come in, says nothing, stares at Skeletor, stares at camera. Skeletor keeps asking what he wants. Never. Oh, I see. Skeletor keeps asking what Merman wants. Never replies, then slides off to the side. I like the idea. I could possibly do that with someone, but I can't do that with Merman because I don't have a loose Merman figure. I have three Merman figures, but they are all on the card, and I won't be opening those. So if I want Merman, I would have to buy a loose one, which is a possibility. I could do that. I could buy one. But yeah, I don't currently have a loose Merman, I'm afraid. That's why he hasn't been on the show. I've had a few requests. This is why when Skeletor asks Evil Lyn something, or he calls to Evil Lyn and asks her a question, that's why it's always done off camera and you never hear her voice, because I don't have a loose Evil Lyn figure either. And also I can't do a female voice very well. So whenever someone asks something about Evil Lyn, Skeletor calls to her off screen, but you never hear her answer. Andrew saying he could never take Merman seriously. He could only ever think of old Hollywood singer dancer Ethel Merman. Yeah, yeah. Zantara saying she loves Merman. His voice is too iconic to be silent. The key to doing a Merman voice, I've discovered, and this is just privately, because obviously Merman's never been on the show, but to do a good Merman voice, you just put a little bit of milk in your mouth and hold it at the back of your throat and talk sort of gargling the milk. It doesn't work as well with water, but with milk it works very well. You just keep a little bit of it at the back of your tongue, and then when you talk, you sort of get you get that. I can't do it now because I've not got any milk in my mouth, but I'll try it with a bit of this. Hang on. Skeletor. No, I can't do it very well. It works with milk though. There's something about the nature of milk. If you just have a little bit at the back of your tongue, and it makes the Merman voice a lot easier to do. So I shall perhaps have to get a Merman figure. Are you muted again, Tim?
No, I'm not muted.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm just wondering what to do now. We're over the 2-hour mark.
Oh, do you need to get off?
No, not really. I'm not in too much of a hurry to get off.
Well, let's see what the chat thinks. Should we wrap it up or should we carry on? I mean,
Yeah,
if you guys,
Andrew has some chat text.
An action figure of Ethel Merman. That
So
sounds
we can
like
do a duet with Skeletor.
That sounds like quite a custom figure there, Ethel Merman. Yeah. Well, let us know in the chat if you want us to hang around or if we should get off. I mean, if you keep asking questions and keep saying stuff, I'm happy to hang around for a bit longer. But otherwise, we can wrap it up. I don't mind. I'm more than happy to hang out and chat with you guys. It's great to have so many of you in the chat this evening. It's been really good. Well, not at all, Andrew. I mean, it's your time as well because you're listening to it. So, we're all in this together, buddy. I've got plenty of drink. I've still got nearly a full tank in my vape, so we're all good. I'll see if I can blow some blow some vapor rings.
Do any of you grab those pricey toys like Mezco or Hot Toys? Well, I don't.
I've got two, well, five really. I bought the Mezco 112 collection Ghostbusters set, the metal tin box set of all four Ghostbusters. I got that a couple of years ago. And I've got the Mezco 112 Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Part 3. I like Mezco. And their 112 collection is very good. They are a bit expensive, and because I don't take things out of the box, they can be a bit of a waste of, not a waste of money, but my Jason Voorhees, for example, I can't see him because he's not in a window box. I could take him out of the outer container and display it like that, I suppose, but because I like to keep my stuff as new, it's a little bit of a waste buying the Mezco because, you know, quite often they're not displayable unless you open them. It's the same with my Ghostbusters set. The figures are fantastic. They are brilliant. But I've got the tin on display, and it's a massive. I mean, I can't. It's really big, and it's got all four Ghostbusters, all accessories, and they look fantastic. But I've only opened it about twice to look at the figures inside, and it's not something I can afford to buy twice. I mean, because I think that was about. I think I paid about 250 quid for it. So I'm not going to buy another one to display the figures. I haven't got any Hot Toys. I'd like to have Hot Toys. I've seen quite a number of them that I like, but obviously they're big money, and I don't have the space to display big items like that anymore. My house is full of toys. I mean, these Ghostbusters that I bought this week, I don't know where I'm going to put them. I've got no idea.
And then we got somebody, they're not speaking English. I don't know what they're saying. It's not in English, so.
Let me have a look. I think that's Polish.
Can you translate Polish at all?
I do speak a little bit of Polish. No, I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
And then Xantara had some question. What Motu figures do you have loose that might one day make an appearance if you can think of something funny and do a good voice?
Well, He-Man will be coming the week after, not this weekend, but next weekend. He-Man will be coming in because I can do a reasonable He-Man voice. I've got Man-at-Arms, and I can probably do a Man-at-Arms voice, but it's trying to think of a reason for him to be there because really, being Skeletor's show, it's only the bad guys and Skeletor's minions that have any business being there, really. And so this is why I use Beastman, Trapjaw, Whiplash. I do have Hordak, but that needs to be thought through very carefully because Skeletor doesn't like Hordak at all, and he thinks he's a twat. So, so if I have Hordak in there, there's got to be some kind of conflict there that I need to write. I do have a few other characters. I mean, I've got, for example, I've got Buzz Off. I think I've got Teela. Who else have I got? I've got quite a few. I've got a laughing Prince Adam, one of the Super 7 laughing Prince Adams, loose. But it's difficult to think of a reason for the good guys to be there. So far, there haven't been any good guys appearing. This the 50th episode coming up with He-Man is going to be the first time that one of the good guys has appeared with Skeletor. And I'll let you into it. No, I won't let you. I was gonna let you into a secret there, but I won't. No, I'll save that for the episode. But obviously, Skeletor and He-Man are mortal enemies. And I'll just say that Skeletor's not too happy with me for inviting He-Man onto the show. But they have agreed to put aside their differences and work together. But yeah, that might be quite interesting because Skeletor's really not very pleased about that. What other bad guys do I have? I've got Grislaw. I've got Leech. But again, Grislaw and Leech are part of the evil horde. So they're not technically Skeletor's minions. So they wouldn't really be at Snake Mountain. They would be in the Fright Zone with Hordak. So again, I would need to write in some kind of logic into their appearance, because they're not Skeletor's minions. They wouldn't be there to do his bidding because they do Hordak's bidding. So I would need to, maybe think about a reason why they've been summoned to Castle Grayskull to speak with Skeletor. Who else have I got? I can't think of what other ones I've got. I've got quite a few loose ones, but I haven't got all the Motu figures by any means. Andrew's saying Hasbro dropped a Avenger figure. Oh,
figure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yes, and Skeletor does like Venger. Yes, they get on very well. I have thought about getting that. Unfortunately, the Venger figure wasn't very good. As a figure, I wasn't particularly impressed with it. I might have another look to see if I can get him. Maybe. I wouldn't mind Avenger, but those D&D figures were a bit of a mess, really. They don't display well in the box, and they've got a stupid. Well, I mean, the boxes looked all right, but just like Simon and Garfunkel. Oh,
Okay.
thanks, Santara. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I understood some of the words, but not in. I didn't know what context it was in. I recognised that it was Polish, but and I could read it. I could have spoken it, but I don't know the meaning of it.
Yeah, well,
Polish is a
I
very,
banned
very
that
difficult
person
language.
and got their comments removed.
Okay. Yeah. Polish is a very difficult language to speak. The sounds that you have to make with your mouth and the just how to pronounce the words, they're very, very difficult. Let's have a look. Oh, did you remove? Oh, yeah, you.
Yeah, I banned and removed that person. I was able to do it from StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Tomasz Turka. I see. Thanks, Tomasz. Sorry. Oh, Tim, that was a bit of an aggressive yawn. It's a good job I've got my hair tied up.
Yeah, your hair's gotten a little bit too long.
Too long, Tim. What are you talking about? It's not long enough yet.
Yeah, but look how
only-
short I got my hair.
Well, you should grow it long. All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah, but I've got curly hair, so it's too hard to
I've
take
got
care of.
I've got pretty straight hair.
Yeah, you have straight hair. I don't, so it's too hard to take care of.
Yeah.
And
Well, so did I.
Yeah, so did Cauldron says, "Night, gents. I'm heading up the Wooden Hill to Bedfordshire and visit the Land Nod. Great stream."
Thanks, Soda. Cheers for popping along. It was good to see you, man. Have a good evening or have a good night. Sleep.
And
Cheers, dude.
Andrew says, "I wish Hasbro would get it together. They have a lot of licenses like G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and Marvel." Yeah, they've always had G.I. Joe, and I'm surprised they're even doing anything with it, because they've been doing a lot with Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have their fingers in a lot of pies, don't they? I'm not particularly happy with Hasbro. I know I've just bought 4 Hasbro figures this week, but they've been out for a while, and obviously I bought them on the secondary market, so Hasbro have already got their money from these figures. I'm not giving Hasbro any money by buying them because I've bought them on the secondary market on eBay. I would be reluctant to give my money to Hasbro at the moment, and Mattel aren't too far behind, actually, to be honest. I'm happier giving my money to Super 7, if I'm honest. If I were to buy directly from a company, I know Super 7 get a lot of shit for some of their quality control and some of the decisions that have been made. For example, the shocking Silverhawks figures, and the equally shocking sometimes Thundercats Ultimates, because some of those were pretty bad. Chitara in particular. But I quite like Super 7 stuff. I've always been really happy with everything I've had from them. I mean, Skeletor that I use every week is a Super 7 figure, and I think he's great. Yes, they've had their issues. I recognise that, and I'll be the first to admit that. Yes, they've made some bad decisions, or you know, as a company, some of the decisions haven't been the best ones, but their reaction figures are fantastic. They look great on the card. I don't know what they're like out of the card because I don't open them, because they display perfectly well on the card.
Yeah,
But I've never had any issues with them.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues with them except maybe standing them up, but I know I watched an older video, Michael French's Retro Blasting, where he covered Super 7, and he had a problem with his Super 7 figures he opened, where if he bent them down like that, down and their behind, it would split along there, but I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that with the Dune ones or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do appreciate that some of the things haven't been great. I think they dropped the ball a little bit on the Thunder Tank. But what's this? Andrew saying he's got a little Super 7, but only buy them on sale because I'm cheap. I need to save money for comics. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Super 7, their price point is a little high. I think with the reaction figures, you're still getting a very good product. This line that Skeletor's from, the Filmation style 5.5 inch line, I've got all of them. There were 20, I think there were 24, if I remember correctly. I've got every single one of them. They were quite expensive, but I was happy to pay the money because they look great, and they look fantastic on display. They've got the retro style card backs with the exploding red rocks. They look great, and for my money, they look better than Origins do. Although I've got a lot of Origins as well. But because I display stuff on the card, I appreciate stuff that looks nice, and I think the reaction line looks great. I've not seen a bad one yet. They all look fantastic. And the Lost Boys ones that I showed on the channel last Halloween, they only made two. There was a human version of David and a vampire version, and they're brilliant, absolutely fantastic figures. I love them. The Teen Wolf ones I've got, I love those. They're really good. Really happy to have those in the collection. All the Iron Maiden ones that I have, again, really good. I'd like to collect more reaction figures if possible, and they're the kind of thing that I would probably attach to the wall, because they just look great on the card back. The Street Fighter 2 ones, I wish I had a chance. I was at In Demand Toys a couple of years ago, or maybe a bit longer, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. I was in Demand Toys, and they had a full set of the Street Fighter 2 figures, but I didn't buy them at the time, and I'm kicking myself now because now they're really expensive to get hold of. Comics take up less room than toys. I'm out of room. Send a TARDIS. Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? And I don't sell stuff. I know Luke over at Reynolds Reviews has kind of got a policy of one in, one out. So if he sees new stuff that he wants, he tries to get rid of stuff that maybe he wants to move on. I can't do that, unfortunately. I don't really have it in me to sell stuff, because once I have something in my possession, I want to keep it all for me. Even when I've got doubles or sometimes triples of figures, I don't want to sell them. I mean, there are some figures that I've got 4 of, and I could sell 2 or 3 of them, and probably make quite decent money on them, but I can't bring myself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Tim? Have you ever sold anything?
No. Oh, I mean, when I was younger, I had a yard sale or two where I sold off some of my older toys from when I was a kid, or sometimes I think I might have given some stuff to my brother, and then he traded that stuff for something else, which I wish I hadn't done. Andrew says, I give it away. I used to sell a few things, but it was too much work. I don't want to make my hobby a job.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I totally get that.
Hobby into a job. Typos are killing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, that somebody asked, I forget who it was now, but someone asked me about whether I would sell some of my collection. Oh yeah, it was the Bib Fortuna army. One of my friends asked, would I sell the Bib Fortuna army? And I said, well, I could sell it all as one lot. I would be prepared to do that, but no one's going to pay me that kind of money to buy 100 Bib Fortunas, and to sell them individually, to take that amount of pictures, even if I only did one picture, and list them all online. I mean, I just can't be asked with that. That would do my head in.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bib Fortuna army is is staying, and my growing squid head army. I wish I had 100 squid heads. Actually, I should have started collecting squid head instead of Bib Fortuna. It's absolutely ridiculous that I've got so many Bib Fortunas because he's not my favourite character, and it's bonkers, isn't it? Like, if anyone was to see my collection, they would say, "Oh, you must really like Bib Fortuna." Yeah, I do like him, but he's not my favourite character, my favourite figure, not by any means. Are you folks TMNT people? I like TMNT, but I don't have any.
Yeah, I saw the cartoon when I was younger, but it's just something I couldn't really get into. By the time it was really popular, I was already 10 years old, and it seemed like all the younger kids around my neighborhood were more into it. It just wasn't something I was into.
Yeah. Andrew's saying that the movie's getting a good buzz, and the toys seem fun. I haven't seen any of the new toys. I haven't heard good things about the film. In fact, I've heard bad things about the film. So I'm not in any rush to see that. What I will say is that I do like the original Playmates. I think it was Playmates toys, and I would like the 4 Turtles, Bebop and Rocksteady, Splinter, Shredder, and a Foot Clan member, maybe Krang. I'm not interested in the because there were so many different versions of the Turtles that were made in different outfits and stuff. I'm not interested in those, but the core characters I would be interested in picking up. I think if there's a toy line that I would not get into, but if there was a toy line I was to start that I haven't currently got, it probably would be Turtles. The thing with Turtles is I basically stopped playing with toys around about the time Turtles came out, so I didn't miss it. They were still about, but I didn't buy them as a kid. I think I might have had Leonardo, maybe, but I don't remember. And it wasn't a line I collected when I was younger, so I don't have that connection to it, and I don't feel the need to buy them at the moment. But the ones I just mentioned, the key. Oh, and Casey Jones as well. I would consider getting those.
Yeah, and Tree Theodore has a question. He's asking, what was the best-selling toy? And I guess it means in your father's toy shop. Which was your favorite?
I don't know, Tree. My father had the toy shop when I was about from when I was about 3 or 4 till when I was about 6 or 7, and then what happened was his business partner transferred all of the company's funds into an offshore account and fled the country. So my father's the toy shop business was made bankrupt, and I think it went to court and stuff. But because this guy had fled the country and no one could find him, my dad lost everything, and had to sell the business.
I'm sorry, Monkey Boy. That's pretty depressing.
Yeah, the thing is because I was so young when my father had the shop, I didn't know it was my father's shop. I had no idea. It was never explained to me that, oh, this is Daddy's shop. This, I was too young to really appreciate that. They would say, my dad would say, oh, you're going to come to work with me today, and I would go to the toy shop, but I didn't really understand that, because he didn't work in the toy shop. He owned the toy. He co-owned the toy shop with another guy, and his business partner. His business partner's son worked in the toy shop, And interestingly, this guy's son played Will Scarlett in the BBC Robin Hood series that was in the 80s. So he was a minor celebrity, but he actually worked in my father's toy shop. And I would hang out there sometimes in the summer holidays or the weekends or whatever. So I did spend quite a bit of time in the toy shop, but I never knew that it was my dad's. And then obviously when it all went pear-shaped and the guy fled the country, my dad lost everything. I was too young to understand any of that, so it was never explained to me. I didn't find this out until after my father had passed away, and my mum was telling me about my father and telling me about his life, and I brought up the toy shop, and she explained what had happened. So I never knew that. All of until I was 20, I didn't discover that this had happened. So sorry, Tree, I can't answer your question. I don't know what the best selling toy was. My favourite probably would have been He-Man, or Trapjaw. I always wanted Trapjaw when I was a kid. I remember one of my best friends had a birthday party, and my mother took me to the toy shop to pick a present for him, and we decided on Trapjaw. And I was always a bit jealous of him because he had Trapjaw and I didn't. And that was actually from my dad's toy shop, but I didn't know that at the time. So yeah, we gifted my friend Mark a Trapjaw figure, and I always wanted one. I've got one now. I've got a mint condition, complete Trapjaw with all his accessories now, and I was really pleased to get that because it's something I've wanted. I think that was possibly one of my white whale items that I always wanted, was a Trapjaw, because I never got him when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm going to make this last call for any questions anybody in the chat may have, because I'm going to end it soon. So if anybody has any last minute questions,
Now's the time.
Yeah.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
But Tez says hi to Tree Theodore, and Tree Theodore says hi back to Tez. So and Andrew says, sorry to hear about your dad.
Thanks, Andrew, man. Cheers, dude. Yeah, I lost my dad very young, and I lost my mum pretty young as well, I guess.
And let's see what else. Thanks, Tim and Monkey Boys Toys, and
thanks, Tree.
From Tree Theodore, and Andrews says my condolences.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And he thanks to both of you for your time.
No, not at all, Andrew. Not at all. Thank you for stopping by and
making Wednesday a little nicer.
Oh, well, that's kind. Thank you, sir. Well, we'll be here every Wednesday, chatting and, chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just barely made it today because I'd been up most of the night, and then I went to bed early this morning, and I think I woke up in my room, and then I fell asleep, and then I noticed, oh crap, it's getting close.
So were you asleep when I sent you the message?
I think maybe either I was or I was waking up. I was in my bedroom though.
It's a good job I sent you that message, isn't it?
Yeah, so I came out here and I was checking my emails and checking my Facebook, and I was luckily already dressed.
Well, it's a good job I sent you a message. You'll have to set your alarm like I do.
Yeah, I probably should have done that.
Set your Wednesday alarm. I've got a Wednesday alarm on my phone so that in case I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Andrew from? Where are you from, Andrew? Didn't you
Yeah,
tell us last week?
Andrew, are you in the U.S.? Or are you in England, or where are you at?
Because I think I'm sure I referenced it last week, and I thought he was in England, and then it turned out that he was in US. But my memory is awful. I don't
Just
remember
popped
things
in
very
a
well.
new map. Let's see what he says. He just popped in a new mouse, or maybe he means a
Southern
new
California.
house, Southern California, Los Angeles
Oh,
specifically.
cool. Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm in Northern California, Andrew, and Modesto, but Monkey Boy, he's in the UK and England. I used to
So
think he was American for some reason, but I only interacted with him mainly in chat room text and on Facebooks at first.
yeah,
But then
nice.
I
I'd
saw
love
him
to live in America. I'd love to.
on someone else's channel and heard him speaking, and I found out, okay, he's British.
Oh, I'd love to live in America. I really would.
Computer mount. Oh, okay.
He's just plugged in a new mouse. Okay. Okay. So that's three. That's at least three people I know in California now.
And Andrew, my old mouse was acting up so much I finally had to retire it. I was putting up with it for too long. One can get used to anything if you aren't careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, things we can get used to if we're not careful.
So Tim, I think when you end this, I think you can end the stream, but you can leave us both on so that we can
Yeah,
still talk afterwards. Because normally I just hop out, and I always feel that's a bit abrupt. So when you do end the
yeah.
stream, if you end it, I'll stay in so that we can sign off privately afterwards.
Okay, and Andrew says you need to bring Skeletor out here so he can go to
Oh, El
see
Segundo and see
Gundo
Mattel.
and see the Mattel
Uh-huh.
headquarters. And
Yeah.
he also says there is also that He-Man resort in Arizona as well, I think.
Yeah, I think it's there's a new one opening in Glendale. And it's a Mattel resort. They've got a He-Man attraction, but they've also got Barbie and various other IPs. It looks okay, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of all the other things. I mean, I'd love it if it was just purely Masters of the Universe. That would be excellent. But I think it's just going to be a small part of it. But yeah, I think that's opening in Glendale. They had a webcam that was showing a live feed of them building it, so you could watch it in real time and see how they're developing it, which is quite interesting.
Mm.
Yeah.
So have you been anywhere lately, Monkey Boy, besides home and church?
Well, no, not really. No, I haven't really. I've still been playing drums at the church every Sunday. But as you know, it's not really my thing, to be honest. I would say I'm a spiritual person, but I think that's where it starts and ends. I have a but you know, I go along and I play drums for them every week, so and people seem to enjoy that, so I'm quite happy to do that. And I also go there and teach English as well once a week.
Yeah, and Andrew also says a few years back they did that full-size Hot Wheels loop outside the Staples Center. It was bright
Yeah,
orange and very cool.
yeah,
And
I saw that. That was brilliant.
now he says that lot is now a building. Downtown LA moves fast.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I saw that Hot Wheels loop. That was cool.
And Andrew says, I used to play the drums as well. I was terrible, so I retired to save the world. One less terrible drummer.
Excellent. I'm not very good, but it's good enough for the music that I play on a Sunday. It's quite simple stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have been anywhere else. I haven't really. I haven't done much.
Okay, well, it's almost 241 minutes, so I'm going to end the Chillstream livestream now. So
Okay.
thank you all in chat for your questions. And
yeah, thanks to everyone that showed up. Thanks, Tez. Thanks, Zantara. Thank you, Andrew, Soda, everyone. Thank you. Thanks all for stopping by. It's been really good to hang out and chat with you all. Thank you, Tim, for hosting.
So I will end the broadcast here.
Oh, and thank you, Tree. Sorry.
Yeah, and thank you, Andrew. Yeah, and thank you, Tree. So
thank you to Lester. I'm sorry we didn't get to speak to him much.
Yeah.
And thanks to the Monkey for joining us. The original YouTuber, the Monkey.
There was RZN Karaoke or whatever his name is. Brad does karaoke on YouTube. So I thank you. Ooh, and thank you, Sean Blue Digital. So I am going to end the broadcast now.
Okay. See you later, everyone. See you.